time talking about. Thanks very much, Ryan. All right, everyone, please. Thank you.
Yes? One. So, hi everyone. Thanks for having me. My name is Harnevo. I was co-founder and CEO of a company called 5 Media. The AOL was acquired a year ago, and now I'm running the video business for AOL Video, which is probably an entity you're not familiar enough. So I'll take a few minutes that we have to kind of like show you what we're doing, and I think it's pretty different than what you're seeing out there in the online video space. So I'll start with a big statement, but I think it's the biggest problem the market has had. The online video space is very fragmented, and there's tons of offers. People are coming into your desks, and they're teaching you data behavioral. They teach you content distribution, they teach you a lot of stuff, but eventually if you look at all the offerings, I would divide the whole into two. You have the content producers, they're producing great content you trust, usually content from TV, but not that scalable, right? You can't buy a lot of them. And then you have the video networks, which offer you more what they basically have. Network, video size, you're not familiar with, and they put some technology that is on it with behavioral targeting and data targeting, but you don't really know what to buy. The biggest problem I would say market space has is that on one hand you know how to apply this content, but you don't know how to spend the content, right? It's not very scalable. And on the other hand, you need to buy audience extension, things like that, on the video and network side, and you're not wonderful. And what AOL Video basically created, by combining the new syndication network of premium content and our own websites, is basically a place where you can do both. And I think that this is what we're doing. By premium content in scale with AOL, you can be still with. And all of our O&O properties, going from TechCrunch, Engadget, Huffington Post, 5 Min, and all the others, going to a distributed model where you can take our content and you can engage with it when we syndicate it, and then you have the network buy on top of all of it. So let me show you how we look at the video space and what makes us special in that regard. So I would say that the first thing that, this is not the right slide, the first thing that we are looking from an advertising perspective is the fact that all the industry is so heavily focused on the first 15 seconds, right? We exist on the first 15 seconds. Most of the spend is at the first 15 seconds, which on average, if you look at the industry, is just 9% of the time spent of consumers, right? So basically we look at the world and we divide it to the pre-roll side and to the content side. And what we want to do as AOL is to give you marketers a service and a platform that can take you all the way through with your ad. Through the pre-roll and then into the content and be integrated into the content and in scale. And I think that's what differentiates us in the marketplace. So let's start with the pre-rolls. Everyone knows how to buy them, but a lot of people are just taking their TV assets and are moving them to the web, which is something we emotionally resist. Because we think that there's a lot of platforms that can enhance your TV offering, your TV assets, and we can do it in scale. So I would go for 4 things we're doing on the pre-roll space. The first one is that we've created a proprietary unit called DevilAd. DevilAd is the first, basically, video unit and display unit that is being merged together on a 150 and 300 on our pages, where you can basically have videos, display, social, and a lot of other offerings in that unit. We charge you on engagement only, and you can buy it only through us. And when I go to pre-rolls, we always think that looking at TV assets and just transforming them into the web is kind of too easy, and the money would be kept on TV if that's all we're trying to do. So I'll show you 2 formats we're working with 2 innovative companies. The first one called iView, and this is a campaign we did with Lowe's. The same TV asset, just the same TV asset on 2 different cases, real time. We identify that the user is one user is in Atlanta and the other user is in Philadelphia, and look at the ad that we're showing.
we offer advice and products perfect for today's weather. Click here to check out these great products at today's special low prices. You can find these products and more currently in stock right here at your local Lowe's.
So what you can see here is that we basically have a technology to take your TV assets and in real time understand where the users are watching them and render another 1 to 2 flash units that would basically help you to get a direct response or a direct address towards your brands and to your consumers wherever they are. And this is just one thing we're doing. The other thing is a unit, we're believing in interactive pre-rolls. Interactive pre-rolls means we take your asset and we create a totally social engagement experience around it, right? So we take the assets, but we also add a lot of other stuff. Look at what we did with GMC, content we had produced for them, and also the ad formats were ad formats that we created for them. You have an interactive unit. The user can stop the video in the minute, interact with all the people that produce the videos. It's basically taking a microsite, moving it into the pre-roll experience to a point where you can engage with the brand while you're watching the video on all of AOL properties and throughout all of our syndication network where we syndicate our content to the rest of the web. So that's the GMC experience. Basically 2 different campaigns that we did lately. One of them is a brand advertising, engaging pre-roll, and the other one is just targeting users wherever they are at a single point. One more thing that we're doing on the pre-roll side is that we're taking the ad.com data, which is proprietary, which is not what you're buying across the web through the Accelerate and the Blue Guys of the world, and it's data that we've basically aggregated for 10 years, and we can match this data on your advertising. And that's what we're doing on the pre-roll side, which I think is really different. Now, if we're moving to the second phase, this is content. And what we're seeing a lot is that advertisers today don't know how to interact with the content. They're trying to put their content experiences on pre-rolls, etc. We have one of the biggest homepages of the world with 15 million uniques a day, which allows us basically to work with you guys to produce content or to do some branded entertainment and branded placement, and to basically show the content to our users, again, through our O&O sites and through our network. So we're working with a few people that you might be interested in. So we're working with Heidi Klum, Queen Latifah, Vuguru, which is a Michael Eisner company. We're creating content we're creating microsites for these entities. We're doing product placement, and we basically allow the experience to be a pre-roll plus an ad within the content, plus an engagement within the content, not just the first 9 seconds, but the whole spectrum of the viewing experience. And we have millions of views to our branded entertainment entities. Another thing that we're doing is that we have basically 2 syndication platforms. The first one is 5min, which syndicates content in scale, and the second one is Go Viral, which helps us to take the assets you guys produce and syndicate them across the web so you can get 100 million views, 50 million views on AOL, 50 million views on the platform. We produce content in scale. We have 3,000 videographers across the United States that can produce content for us. So if you're a brand, if you want to interview your marketer, your consumers, if you want to create content which is very vertical, which is very location-based, we can do that for you in a pretty cheap cost. And I think that at the end of the day, what we're trying to say is that you need to use data, you need to use targeting, you need to use technologies, but you need to use ad formats. But on top of that, you need to use the content as well, right? Buying with video ad networks would get you some. Buying your ads with TV assets and TV shows would give you some scale, but the ability to merge them and to merge the pre-roll experience together with the content experience, I think, is what we offer you guys in scale. Thank you very much.